of Active Secretary. So today I will be doing our product demonstration webinar to demonstrate to you about how ActiveGuard, one of our cybersecurity program, how it works, and I'll explain to you how it works. So if you have any questions, you can just post your comments and your questions at the social media platform that you are viewing this um this webinar on, and I'll be glad to answer them in this webinar. This is a very regular webinar from Active Secretary, and we do this webinar so that you can ask questions about ActiveGuard. So let me just begin. So the title of this webinar is "Your Smartphone is Spying on You: How Hijackers Hijack Your Privacy and How ActiveGuard Stops Them." So I will explain to you how all these hijacking functions work and how you can make use of ActiveGuard to stop all these kind of attacks. So even though now, because smartphone is a very large part of our life, and we use it for our education, for our transactions, banking, virtually everything that you can think of right now. And the thing is, even though it might seems that the phone, there's nothing wrong with your phone. It's like there's no hackers, and or maybe you think that you're somebody unimportant. You think that you're not important at all. You think that why should hackers hack you, right? So, but the thing is that even though the phone is very silent, but somehow or other, hackers still want to, uh, still may already be inside. And even though you may think that you are, not so important, but don't ever assume that, because hackers, they want to do this kind of thing to you, even though you might think that you are important. So always assume that the hackers have an interest in you, and always assume that even though things may be silent, nothing's happening, but assume that you have already been infiltrated. Why? Because sometimes you might click on visit some malicious website, and you might accidentally click on some of the malicious link. So by doing that, you are compromising your cyber security, and you may already have allowed hackers to penetrate into your phone just by clicking onto this kind of website, or you have clicked on some malicious um, links on SMS. That is very common. So why are we why are we promoting this ActiveGuard? Is because we hope that our product can benefit more people, in the sense that they will not suffer from this kind of cybersecurity attack. And like what right, like what you and I know, phones are like a very large part of our life. And based on statistics, based on researchers finding, these smartphone attacks are skyrocketing throughout the world. So from 2024 to 2025, there was the rate of increase of attack, the rate of attack on smartphone itself was roughly about 59%. So from 24 to 25, it was around 59%. Then when we transit from 25 to now, it has increased by more than 151%. So 151%. Last year it was 59% this year, and it has not even reached the half of the year. We already have 151%. So this means that the rate of attack is increasing. And why is that so? Research have shown that hackers and malicious actors, they are making use of AI to increase their attack, to make their attacks more refined, which largely explain why there's a 151% attack increase in attack. So what they do is that they'll exploit things like several functions on your phone in order to get to you. They'll exploit your cameras, they'll exploit your clipboards, they'll exploit your microphone, and many other aspects as well, including getting you to download applications other than Microsoft Store, Google Play Store. So once you download applications from all these dubious websites, you are also exposing yourself to cybersecurity attacks as well. So by the time you realize that you are under attack, it will be actually be too late. So the best way is to download ActiveGuard so that it can prevent all these attacks from occurring on your phone. We can minimize these kind of attacks. So let me just go through one of the ways that hackers make use of in order to hack you. So this is camera exploitation. As many of you already know, smartphones, they have cameras, and what they do is that hackers and malicious actors, they like to turn on these cameras without you knowing, and they like to surveil your surrounding. They like to take pictures of you. They like to take videos of what you are doing right now so that they better understand your situation, your habits, and where do you usually go to, who's around you, and so on. So they will be silently observing all this for a long period of time before they attack you. So this window on your smartphone, on your laptops, and so on, it becomes a window into your life. Then moving on, another function that they like to make use of is microphone spying. So they like to listen to what you are talking about at this point of time. And a lot of people who are in business, corporate, they like to do this because they want to listen to what you are discussing about. For example, if let's say you are doing some discussion on products, development of products, so they want to know what goes into your product, and they want to copy it and use it on their product as well. So they will be listening in to you during your discussion. Then apart from that, they are also interested in things like when is your product launch date. That's very important because they want to launch their product or something interesting on the same day as your product launch, so that they disrupt your product launch, they take away market share from your product launch. So these are the things that are happening in real time around the world through smartphones and laptop devices. And then the other one is clipboard harvesting. So a lot of us, we do copy and paste, and we usually do copy and paste on OTPs, passwords, and important phrases. So before, when you cut that particular password, right, then it's being stored onto the clipboard, and before it's being pasted, the hackers get access to it. So they know your password, they know your important phrases, they know your OTP. So if you don't have some kind of protection mechanism on your clipboard, they are going to steal things, all these password, OTPs, and phrases from you. And using this, they can take over your account. Next is why do hackers do it? So there are many reasons why hackers do it. The most important reason is that everything is based on money. They want to gain money. So there are many ways that they can do it. You see, they can steal your banking credentials, but ultimately is to get access to your account, the money in your bank account, and also they can sell information of you, like your username, password, account information, and so on the dark web, in order to earn money. Or they can take over your social media account and borrow money, take money from your relatives and friends. So that is money as well. So money is at the top of their mind. But of course, there are other things that they might want to achieve as well, such as for political gains, or such as for dominant of your country's mind share or something like this, because it's very important. This is very important when it comes to cyber warfare. And if you are interested in cyber warfare, visit our website, activesecretary.com, and we have a library of past cyber warfare case scenarios that you can refer to. You can learn all about cyber warfare there. You can learn about cybersecurity techniques at our website as well. So apart from this, let me just get back to ActiveGuard. Okay, so the hackers, they want to steal your identity. Why? Because they want to scam your relatives, they want to scam your friends, associates, and by taking over your Facebook account, they can borrow money from your friends, from your relatives, or they can execute some strange conversations with your work colleague and destroy your reputation, thereby destroying your career. Then the other one is espionage, like what I told you earlier on. They want to know more about what goes into your product. They want to know when's your product launch date. They want to know important dates for your company so that they can sabotage it. Then, so who can they target? Okay, before uh, we move on, let me just show you. Okay, so if you want to improve your protection against all this kind of cyber attack, remember to download ActiveGuard Antivirus Defense. You can download it and use it for free. You can download it at Google Play. You can use it for free. And when you're using the free plan, you're using the base protection for your phones. And it is good enough. It is good enough for your phone. And you have access to a lot of functions as well, such as clipboard monitoring, microphone monitoring, and so on. There's many functions that you can make use of. So, but when you subscribe to the premium plan, you become our subscriber for a low price of $22.99. Then you have access to a lot more advanced functions, and you have access to our AI cybersecurity engine that relies on 4 million signals to improve protection for your phones. And this AI cybersecurity engine grows by 1,000 plus signals per day. That means that it's becoming more intelligent every single day, translating to your phone is getting better protection every day. So remember, download ActiveGuard Antivirus Defense at this Google Play. Now let's move on. Who do they target? They like to target everyday users because there's many ways that they can make use of your information. They can sell your information on the dark web and they can net some money from it. And don't ever think that I'm not important. The moment you think that you are the perfect target for hackers. So they can target your user account, selling it on the dark web. They can get your banking transaction selling on the dark web as well. They can hide certain applications on your phone. Then they can make use of your phone to attack others as well, then attributing that attack to your phone. So these are things that are happening every day. Then the next group of people that they are targeting is executives, lawyers, doctors. So they like to target all these people because they are handling sensitive information. They are handling sensitive corporate details, and they want to, competitors in the same industry will want to hack these people in order to gain an advantage over them. Then apart from that, there's high profile individuals. There's a lot of attack. There's growing number of attacks. There's growing number of attacks on all these high profile individuals right now is growing exponentially because this industry is growing. So they love to attack celebrities. They love to attack politicians, and they love to attack influencers because they want to destroy your reputation. Because as a celebrity or as a politician or as an influencer, you are very concerned about your reputation. You want to appear as who you might be on the TV screen, or on the laptop screen to your audience. But these hackers, right, these malicious actors, they want to reveal who you really are in your private moments. What are you talking about with your associates? Maybe you have expressed certain private things during. You don't even know that the camera is on. You don't even know that the microphone is on, and it's just there taking pictures of you, taking videos of you when you're talking with your friends. And you want to be open with your friends, but they are taking videos of you and posting it on the internet. So this is very dangerous. They don't draw a line. They know that you draw a line between your public image and your private image, but they know that you might have something to hide. They want to reveal so that your reputation goes down. And when it goes down, when they have the information against you and it appears that they can go, your reputation can go down, they will try to extort you. So these are the ways that they will try to manipulate the device in order to get to you. So always assume that they are already living inside your phone, even though um, everything seems to be okay. It seems to be okay because you have no awareness of what's happening inside your phone. But when you download ActiveGuard, it will show you exactly what is happening inside your phone. And then you can take the right measures to uh, deal with all this malwares, strange applications, and hacks. So once you identify all these kind of hacks, you can uninstall the app that is doing this, or you can block it. All right. So download ActiveGuard at Google Play. Then well, okay. So I've been talking about ActiveGuard. Well, this is actually ActiveGuard. So this is the main screen where you have access and overview access of what's happening throughout your phone. You have the safety score that is scoring the cybersecurity status of your phone, the firewall, antivirus, IDS. That is a very advanced function of ActiveGuard. IDS stands for Intrusion Detection System. So it actually detects in real time any malicious activities that go on in your system. Then of course you have the clipboard monitoring, you have the camera monitoring, you have the lock-in activity monitoring. Now, lock-in activity monitoring is a very special, unique function because sometimes you leave your phone on the table at work, at home, and your spouse or your work colleague, they actually try to log into your phone. Your spouse try to log into your phone, and they may not know your password, but once they attempt to log in and they failed, right? So this will alert you that, hey, somebody tried to log into their phone. You know how many attempts they did it, when they try it, which day they did it on. Then it's very interesting. All these functions that I'm talking about, that I'm describing, is built with Singaporean advanced Singaporean technology. Everything is built in Singapore, and Singapore is not part of USA. Singapore is not part of Russia. Singapore is not part of China. Singapore is not part of Japan. Singapore is not part of Korea. And Singapore is an independent country that values privacy a lot. It's a highly technological country that values privacy, especially those of enterprises. So if you use ActiveGuard, it means that we have to adhere to strong privacy laws. That means that your data is designed to stay on your device. We will never harvest your data for any kinds of profit. In fact, we are very clear about it. The only data that we get is the malware and the viruses that is detected on your phone, so that it will go on to strengthen the AI cybersecurity engine, and thereby protecting even more the entire cybersecurity ecosystem. But if you want to be fully independent, you want all data to stay on the phone, you can just switch this off, and it will not be transmitted to our server at all. So you have the choice. All right, full privacy once you download this application, while ensuring that your cyber security protection is optimized. It's AI powered defense system, powered by our AI cybersecurity engine, that it leverages more than 4 million signals and is growing by thousands every day. And if you are a subscriber, you will be able to leverage this engine to optimize your cybersecurity protection. And remember, it's built with Singapore technology. Singapore is a very independent and they respect privacy laws, and we adhere to their laws. And it's designed to help you fight back against these silent threats. By downloading ActiveGuard, you will have real-time defense, especially that is administered by our uh, intrusion detection system. Is very robust cybersecurity optimization protection system, and paired with our firewall, it will detect malicious app, and you can use our firewall technology to block these app, or you can delete them. And remember, there's zero data collection. We are based in Singapore right now, and they have very strong cybersecurity and advanced privacy laws. And we adhere to these privacy laws. We respect your data. If you do not want any data to be transmitted to our server, just switch it off, and we respect your decision. All data stays private locally on your phone. So if you have any questions about ActiveGuard, remember to pen them down in the comments of the social media site that you're viewing this content on. We will respond to them. You can also go on and download ActiveGuard at Google Play. It's free. Just use the base protection plan if you don't want to be a subscriber. It is good enough for your phone, but if you decided to subscribe, you are connecting yourself to our AI cybersecurity engine, thereby giving you optimized cybersecurity protection. So let's go through some of the commonly asked question. So under performance and speed, there's three questions. One is does ActiveGuard slow down my phone? The answer is no. Let me just explain why. Because ActiveGuard, it has an advanced cybersecurity function called the intrusion detection system. So what it does is it constantly surveils your phone and network activity in order to ensure that there's no funny operations going back on at the background of your phone. So for certain applications, right, this can be very CPU consuming, but for us, we constantly review how the IDS, the intrusion detection system, works. And we always work constantly to review the codes to ensure that it's optimized for your battery while ensuring optimized protection for your phone. Now, the second question under performance and speed is, does it run seamlessly in the background? So it does, especially for the firewall and the IDS. It has to work together because the IDS will be constantly monitoring what's happening in your background for all traffic. All right, it's having a lookout at all traffic, so it does this 24/7. So as long as you switch IDS on, you'll be there 24/7 protecting you. Then it has to be paired together with the firewall technology. But the thing about firewall is that sometimes firewall might drop. Okay. So for ActiveGuard, it's a very common situation. Firewall always drop every now and then. But the thing is, so when it drops, right, the protection, your phone actually gets exposed for a while. But for ActiveGuard, we ensure that the moment it drops, the engine quickly kicks in to build the firewall back up so that you have the protection as soon as possible. But the IDS is always there. The IDS is always detecting what's going on in the background. Then coupled with the firewall, sometimes it drops, not always, sometimes, but when it drops, it will immediately kick in the mechanism to fire up the firewall to protect you once again. So the third question is it optimized for minimal battery impact? Yes, we monitor and review the codes for all the functions of ActiveGuard. If you that there are many good and excellent function in ActiveGuard. You have the safety score monitoring, you have the firewall, you have the intrusion detection system, you have the camera monitoring, you have the microphone monitoring, and on top of that, you have the clipboard monitoring plus the login monitoring. So there are a lot of monitoring activities going on, but even though I want to assure you that these don't take up a lot of batteries because we keep on reviewing the codes while ensuring optimized protection for you. And if you we what we do is that we constantly check our software's performance on our testing devices, and we ensure that it does not fall into uh, a list, or it does not consume too much battery. If many of the testing devices shows that ActiveGuard suddenly goes haywire and consumes a lot more battery, more than Instagram, then we will quickly go and review the codes and quickly patch it up. Okay. So now we're moving to the next segment, that is privacy and data. So how often does it update? So how often does it update? First, there is two things that first there's all the different kinds of function. The camera, the microphone, the clipboard, and the local monitoring. All this have to be updated constantly because hackers are always finding new ways to they're finding new ways to hack your phone. So we are always reviewing the hackers' methods, and once we detect new methods, we will change the code or update the code in order to enhance your cybersecurity protection. Then, apart from that, right, you have the intrusion detection system and you have the antivirus system. And this draws part of its intelligence from the AI cybersecurity engine. So, if you are a subscriber, you can update your ActiveGuard against our AI cybersecurity engine as often as you want, but we recommend once a week. That's the optimum number of times that you should update, and you shouldn't update it. You shouldn't wait until 14 days later. Try to update once a week, okay? And then for the users who are using the base plan, you don't have access to the AI cybersecurity engine, but you have access to the base protection plan. And we will review the base protection plan every now and then, and we will patch it, and you will enjoy the protection that is given by this base protection plan. But even if you are not a subscriber, you can still enjoy protection, updated protection in the other functions as well. All right, so this is the end of the webinar. Thank you for your attention during this webinar. And remember, if you have any questions, remember to pen it down on the social media site that you are viewing this content on. We will be glad to answer those questions. And this is a very regular webinar so that we can interact with our customers on a regular basis. And you can talk to somebody live one-on-one uh, to have all your questions answered. And if this satisfies you, you think that ActiveGuard can serve to protect you. In fact, it does. It can. We sincerely believe that it can enhance your cybersecurity protection. So go ahead, go and visit Google Play. Key in ActiveGuard. ActiveGuard is spelled without a space in between ActiveGuard, so without the space. Or you can type in ActiveGuard antivirus defense. Download this for free at Google Play. The moment you download it, it's free, and you can already start using the monitoring plans. You can start using the intrusion detection system, and you can start using the antivirus based protection plan. If you like it, and please do support our work, subscribe to us for a low price of $22.99 per year. That is definitely cheaper than going for the monthly plan. The monthly plan is $1.99 per month. But if you add it up, right, if you go for the yearly plan, you're going to get more discount from that. So definitely go for the yearly subscription and have the optimized cybersecurity protection for you throughout the entire year. We love to see you again, and I hope to see you in the next webinar. If you think this is useful to you, do um, spread it around with your friends, your associates, your colleague, and we don't mind doing this for you. This kind of webinar for your company as well. We'll go through the cybersecurity webinar with your company, and we will explain to you the different kinds of exploit, how to protect yourself, where to download ActiveGuard, and we will also like to introduce because apart from ActiveGuard, we also have different cybersecurity products for enterprises, and would like to introduce you to those products as well. All right, thank you for your attention, and I hope to see you in the next webinar.